Just a really good, bounce back win. Our crowd came out, was amazing again. We're truly blessed to have such an amazing group that win or lose, they come out and support us. Really happy with the way we shot the ball tonight from a variety of people. I mean, we have 4 people in double figures, almost 6 people in double figures. And for us to be really successful, that's what we have to be. And tonight, and this is kind of tongue-in-cheek and funny, but, when Caitlin's having a little bit of an off night, shooting 47% and getting a triple-double, are you kidding? That's amazing. She has 15 rebounds and 10 assists. But I just love that other people stepped up tonight and took responsibility for those shots. And I love the balance that we had.
What was your offense doing to create those kinds of opportunities?
We're just running our offense, truly. I mean, I thought we pushed the ball well in transition. I think people just stepped up and made shots.
It looked like your team was doing a great job of making that extra pass, going from a good shot to a great shot.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys try to prioritize in practice, or just part of running your offense?
Well, it's both. It's something that we really try to do. We want to be a high assist, and we had 28 today. I mean, there was some beautiful passing out there. Caitlin's passes, dumps to the posts, were amazing in the first half. And then the second half, such unselfish play as we reversed the ball and got a wide open layup for Hannah on the other side. So that's the basketball we like to see.
You talk about people stepping up. I mean, Kylie had 3 threes, so the number of deflections on defense. That third three that went down, I think, was probably as confident as I've ever seen her shoot. I mean, can you just elaborate how she kind of changed the course of the game a little bit?
Well, and I thought Molly did too. I mean, again, we've needed this. We want this to happen. We want people to step up because it makes Caitlin's job easier, right? I mean, when other people are doing what they should be doing, it makes her job so much easier, and we are more enjoyable to watch in that situation as well.
Kind of 5 offensive rebounds today. Is that a priority that you had coming into the game, or just something that came to you?
Yeah, I think every game we stress offensive rebounding, so always trying to get those boards is really important. Second chance points are critical in lots of games, so yeah.
Caitlin, what does that do for spacing when you've got shooters hitting on the wings?
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I honestly think they just collapsed on every single drive tonight. It was kind of hard for me to get my feet in the paint and get good looks at the rim, and they didn't really adjust to that. It didn't seem as even. We shot the ball well. We made 17 threes, so it was kind of like they were going to live with that and make us prove ourselves from the outside, and I thought that's exactly what we did. I mean, Kylie and Taylor come off the bench and both make threes. Molly was great. Kate was great. So when we can consistently knock down outside shots like that, it just opens up the paint for me and Hannah, but really just anybody that wants to drive in there, cut in there. It's just a harder team to guard.
What was, Molly was sick there for a little while. What does it mean to kind of get her back to full speed and what she did today?
Yeah, I think, it kind of takes a little while to get back from sickness, especially when you're battling the flu and things like that. It kind of drains you a little bit, but, this is the Molly that we know, and this is exactly how she was playing before she got a little sick. So it was just getting her feet back under her and getting the reps again, getting back in shape, I think was the biggest thing. But she's capable of having these type of performances every single night. So it's something we need from her, but also, she's a good enough player to do it consistently, and I think she will going forward, and she was even before she got a little sick. And like I said, I think it was just getting her feet back under her more than anything.
Or Caitlin, either way. Games after losses, you guys are averaging 103 a game. What you just?
Well, we're not going to lose more, so that's not my offensive strategy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, my fault.
No, is it just a matter of a little bit more focus, a little bit more hunger, or what?
I think we felt like we were just really sped up on offense at Indiana, and going back and watching the clips, we also just didn't make shots. We took a lot of good shots, but there was also, things that we could have done a lot better on the offensive end when we played Indiana. And then, coming back here, you want to have a really good performance and feel really great about yourself going into the last week of regular season play. And I thought that's exactly what we did. We moved the ball well. We shared the ball. The amount of shots we took is evenly distributed pretty well. And like Coach said, that's what we're going to need going forward. It can't be 1 or 2 people. We need a lot of people stepping up, and it's hard for the other team. Who are you going to take away? Who are you going to sell out on? It's hard to play box and one. It's hard to play zone when we shoot the ball like this. So, hopefully it was just a good learning experience for us at Indiana and just showed us the things that we have to clean up. And their environment was great, so I think that could have sped us up a little bit too. So just staying a little more calm.
It was announced that College game day is coming back here next week. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's exciting for us to host it 2 years in a row. I mean, they don't come out very often, and for this to happen at the University of Iowa, last year they said it was one of their best game days that they'd had.
The best.
Other schools had to go drag kids out of the dorms, but here at Iowa, we had people, they were involved, and so I think we're going to have an unbelievable atmosphere for that, and I just love that, the national attention it gives this great university of ours.
Caitlin, the 22 on the court today. What does that mean, just to see that?
Yeah, so I didn't really see it until I came out for warm-ups. I knew because Coach Blitter had told me about it, but I don't know. It's cool. Honestly, seems a bit further back than where I actually shot it from, but that's where they claim I shot it from. So it was funny. Gabby and Kate and Jada were trying to shoot it from there. So, but it's super special. I don't know. That's something I'll always remember, and a shot that I'll always remember. But yeah, I'm just thankful for this university, the athletic department that wanted to do that. They didn't have to do that, and just kind of honoring myself in that way and this team in that way it's super special.
Are you going to try to hit a shot from your logo before the season ends?
If it happens, it happens, I guess.
Hannah and Lisa, on this, I mean, since you had 47 points, have you noticed more attention the last few games? And because tonight was the most points you had since then, and same with you, Lisa. I mean, what have you noticed? What did you notice from Hannah tonight that kind of got her back on, scoring track, I guess?
I don't know what got her back on scoring track. I mean, I will say, I'm not saying Illinois didn't have good post defenders, but Mackenzie Holmes is a pretty good post defender. And I mean, I just think that when Hannah plays with confidence, when she goes out there and believes in herself, she can do anything. I do. And sometimes I think that is her biggest obstacle, and she gets in her own way.
Mm-hmm. I agree with what
Okay.
Those are two pretty good big kids though in there. Camille Hobby and
They are.
Bostic. How did you manage to get Bray that much?
I think the pick and roll is amazing with me and Caitlin. We have great chemistry on that. And
they
then-
helped up a lot on
yeah, they
drives
were
to the
helping on
middle.
drives.
The post player kept coming over and helping on drives, so that left Hannah for a lot of easy dump offs, a lot of really uncontested layups. So probably at least half your buckets were uncontested layups. So we always kind of want to focus on that, especially if we know that the posts are helping up the floor. Just get drives in our post slide for it should be an easy layup.
Caitlin, I don't want to call Kate a glue player because based on her offense lately, she's so much more than that. It seems like she's playing her best offense maybe of her career over the past month. How have you seen her usage kind of go up? It just seems like she's pulling up with a lot more confidence from three, and just really seems like she's excelling at the right time for you guys.
Yeah, I think her confidence is definitely at an all-time high, and that's what you would expect for somebody that is in their sixth year now. And I think she's shooting the ball really well, but also she's a handful to guard downhill. She's big, she's physical, she's not afraid to hit somebody, but she rebounds the ball well. I think she had 3 O boards tonight. But when she's just aggressive, it adds a whole nother dimension for our team, and I think that's exactly what she's been over the last couple months and really all year. I think she's done a tremendous job. Obviously, there's been some games where her shooting hasn't always been there, but she always brings the leadership and the glue part, like you said, so that's not anything you ever question with Kate. But to me, she's a pro basketball player. That's exactly how her game is. It fits that way. And she can shoot it, she can drive, she can pass, she screens well, she rebounds. I mean, she gives about everything you would want out of a player, so.
Caitlin, I have to ask, during a timeout after you got subbed out, you sort of gave one of the chairs the business. What was that frustration coming from?
I think just missing shots that I make, and sometimes you just got to let it out and regroup. And I asked for the sub just to take a second, take a deep breath, and then move on and get myself back in there. And I think that's obviously I didn't shoot it great tonight, but still it wasn't terrible. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is being able to forget that, move on, be able to do other things for my team. But also I think I responded well in the second half and made some big shots for us. Made a couple threes in the fourth quarter that were huge. And yeah, I mean, that's just shooting. That's what happens. Some nights are great, some nights are not great, some nights are mediocre, and that's just kind of what happens. But I think being able to rebound the ball and push, but also get my teammates open is what's going to set me apart and set this team apart. And I thought I did that really well tonight.
Lisa, a week left in the regular season. What questions, if any, do you still need to answer with this team going into that stretch?
I just still would like a little more consistency out of our backup post player. That's the one thing that coaches just cringe about is inconsistency, right? You know, be consistently good or consistently bad, but be something. Yeah, and just like right now, it's like we're almost gambling on who to put in between the three of them, and that's hard. It really is. It makes indecision, and it doesn't give you enough reps with that person, and so that's the one thing that I think that we're still battling with.
You've got your last road game of the season coming up, and then after that, you probably will have friendly crowds through the rest of March. What does the crowd do to your performance, instead of a road crowd?
Honestly, that was kind of something that was mentioned after we lost at Indiana. Like, even when we go to Minnesota, I expect there to be a lot of Iowa fans. So, you know, we're not intimidated by any environment, whether it's people cheering for us, people cheering against us. Like, I feel like our team has enough experience in those ways, but it never hurts to have people cheering for you and wanting to celebrate when you do good and get loud for you on defense. So I think that is a good point. Going forward, it's going to be either neutral or probably pro-Iowa, and I think that's a really good thing for us, and we got to be able to use that to our advantage because, you know, nobody wants to play with a bunch of people screaming at them. So I think going forward, you know, that's something that's exciting for us, and we love going up to the Big Ten tournament. Our fans are always really good there, but I think our main focus is just on Minnesota right now and then moving on from after that.
Caitlin, they were giving, the refs were giving Illinois a lot of opportunities